Welcome to week number 13 of my Survivor review. Lucky 13, a baker's dozen, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's the second to last episode of Survivor, with the finale being this Sunday night on Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. But the finale is going to be 3 hours long, and I'm pumped. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped. Now, I don't know what the format of my show is going to be next week, because this weekend I'm going to be pretty busy, and then Tuesday's my birthday. So, to hold you guys over, you're just going to have to check me out on Tout at SurvivorTrev. I will be touting before, maybe during, and definitely after the finale this weekend. So check me out there. And hopefully I'll have next week's show posted in somewhat of a timely manner. But let's not worry about next week. Let's worry about this week, because I have a Survivor review to do, and I'm going to be giving out my endorsement for who I think should be Survivor Player of the Season and win the $100,000 check at the finale this Sunday night. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get into the Survivor review. So the show starts out with a recap, blah-de-blah. But the point of the recap is, can Troyzan survive, or is he next to go? We'll find out. So the survivors come back from Tribal Council, and it's almost as if a sleeper cell of one activates. Agent Troyzan comes out of the jungle with a strategy to win this game. Who knew? His plan is to get into Kim's ear, and to get into Alicia's ear, and try and get them to have a final three of Kim, Alicia, and Christina. And his ultimate plan is to squeeze into either Kim or Alicia's slot, and weasel his way into the final three. Unfortunately, Troyzan, I don't think any of these girls are going to let you squeeze into their slots. So the next day, Chelsea and Christina go get tree mail. And Chelsea sees Christina, Alicia, and Troyzan as a threat to the Chelsea, Kim, and Sabrina alliance. So she's trying to get Christina on her side. So she promises to take Christina on the reward if she wins it, and she's planting the seed to get rid of Troyzan, because he might get a spite vote from the guys to win this thing if he makes it to final three. So the minute Chelsea turns her back, Christina turns into the town crier. Extra, extra! Chelsea's plan right here! Free copies! Take one. I got extra. Tell your friends, tell your family. Which reminds me, note to self. Don't tell Christina Cha any secrets. Exclamation point. So up next is the reward challenge. So this is actually a really cool challenge. You have 3 discs, which are screwed to posts, and you have to unscrew the discs with your whole body, so you're spinning around this post. So it's going to make you dizzy. And once you get your 3 discs, they turn into a decoder, which gives you a combination to unlock a lock at the end. And the winner is... Hold on, do you want to know what they were playing for? The winner gets an overnight yacht trip that includes drinks, food, a shower, and a change of clothes. Now, after living in the dirt for 30 some odd days, that sounds like a great reward to me. Now, we know some of these survivors are good at screwing people. Screwing them over. I don't know about actually screwing people. This is a family show. But who's good at unscrewing discs and decoding combination locks? It must be Chelsea, because she wins. So Chelsea doesn't have to enjoy this reward all by herself. She can pick 2 survivors to join her. Now Chelsea doesn't want to make the same mistakes that Kat made, so she's going to be fair with her choices. She picks Sabrina because she hasn't been on a reward yet. And she picks Kim because why break the streak now? Kim's been on the last 2 rewards, why not make it 3? Chelsea, what happened to your deal with Christina? You were supposed to take her on reward. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So Kim, Chelsea, and Sabrina are being pampered on the yacht, and they're loving every minute of it. And who wouldn't? They even have their own cabin boy / steward to wait on them. And he has an accent, too. He's like, "Hello, governor, you want a little more champagne there, would you? Governess, milady, lass?" That's, by the way, that's my generic other English accent. Could be British, probably not. Could be Australian, maybe. New Zealand. It's pretty bad, but it's all I have. So back at camp, sour grapes abound, and Alicia is holding court. And my ears start to bleed. Alicia's pissed, and she wants either Chelsea or Kim gone next. Now all of this jibber jabber makes me think, you know what another version of Survivor is dating Alicia, because the suicide rate amongst her boyfriends has to be pretty high. I mean, can you imagine? She's like, what do you mean you want to hang out with your homeboys? I want to go out dancing. Let me just do my hair. It'll only take 5 hours. Just remember, I'm the one with the brains in this relationship. Ugh. Anyway, the next day, Agent Troyzan puts phase 2 of his plan in motion. Now, we all know he knows about microbes, so he probably knows about pheromones as well. Now, it's been documented that Troyzan sometimes stores his buff in his man region. And the man region is brimming with pheromones. In fact, I once knew a guy who took sweat from the man region and put it behind his ears just before he went out to the club to pick up girls. But that's another story. I think Troyzan wants to use all the pheromones that he can muster to try and put the girls under his spell. So anyway, Troyzan is going to make a coconut stew, and he's going to strain the coconut with his ballsy buff. Now, he doesn't want any help making this coconut stew. Is it because it's going to be his last meal and he wants to make it the way he wants to make it? Or is it because he wants to introduce a secret ingredient into the coconut stew and have the girls ingest his pheromones? I know this sounds crazy and out there, but we're talking about Troyzan here. So all of this activity out of Troyzan is a big red flag for the girls. So Kim and Alicia start to compare notes. And they realize that he's been telling them both pretty much the same thing. Now this plays into Kim's hands because she's trying to convince Alicia that she's about to get Tarzanized, and she needs to get rid of Troyzan immediately. So this plants the seed in Alicia's head that she might need to get rid of Troyzan instead of Chelsea, because she's afraid that Troyzan is going to make her look like a fool, and Alicia doesn't want to look like an idiot in front of everybody. I'm not going to touch that one. So Alicia says that she's the queen of the social game and that she's the most powerful player in this game. So fortunately for my hemorrhaging ears, it's time for the immunity challenge. So if you watched Survivor Redemption Island, you'll know this challenge. It's the challenge where you collect bags with puzzle pieces in them and make a fish skeleton out of it. And the survivors have to do it with one hand tied behind their back. Now this is not to be confused with tying your brain behind your back, which is a way that most survivors play the entire game. So when it's all said and done, Alicia wins immunity. So the survivors go back to camp, and the consensus is that it's either Troyzan or Chelsea that's going to get their torch snuffed tonight. And a lot of this hinges on Alicia. Does she want to get rid of Chelsea, who's a huge threat, or does she want to get rid of Troyzan, who might stab her in the back? And speaking of Alicia's back, or her backside, is it just me, or is her butt always fuzzy? What is that? Is that like stink butt? The light particles can't penetrate the stink, so it's all fuzzy? Or is it CBS digitally distorting the butt because this is a family show? I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments down below. I'm truly
bum-puzzled.
Literally. Anyway, it's time for Tribal Council. But wait! Troyzan has to initiate phase 3 of his plan. And it's Operation Pheromone continued. Troyzan wears Kat's tank top, and he puts her panties on his head. I think he's trying to rub himself down with Kat's pheromones so that the girls will think on a primal level that he's one of them, and they'll overlook him in tonight's vote. Now, unfortunately for Troyzan, he's rubbing himself down with Kat's pheromones, the girl that everybody voted out last week. So at Tribal Council, it comes out that Troyzan was wearing Kat's panties on his head, which horrifies Kat and brings a whole new meaning to being Tarzanized. So in effect, Kat is carnally linked and quantumly entangled with Troyzan. That's right, kids, Troyzan has gone to third base with Kat. This disturbs Kat on so many levels that she actually sheds a tear at Tribal Council. So the game is afoot. It's time to tally the votes. Who's going to join the jury at Ponderosa? So as Troyzan is making his exit, Mike actually flips him off. And you know what was going on in his head.
Oh, too many guys here. Why didn't they vote out a girl? There's a lot of them there. Too many guys here. Why'd they vote out Troyzan especially? I hate him. I look like Carson Daly. Don't I look like Carson Daly?
Now, if you don't already, you need to watch Ponderosa on CBS.com. Because the quote of the week belongs to Troyzan. When he tells Troyzan, I knew you were out there when you were out there, but you're out there. Just check it out. Just watch it. So let's check out what's going on Twitter, and then I'm going to give you my endorsement for Survivor Player of the Season. For the second week in a row, Dawn Meehan and the specialist Philip Shepard retweeted the link to my show. Thank you both. And the specialist also tweeted me, once again, very funny and very good review. Thanks, Philip. My boy Troyzan tweeted me, you guys gotta listen to SurvivorTrev. The funniest SOB on the planet reviewing Survivor One World episodes. His
J voice
is spot on.
Ha!
Again, I feel like a broken record, but thank you, Troyzan. You definitely made this season worth watching. What's that noise? Oh, it's the rooster Matt Quinlan. He tweets, warning, if you have cracked ribs or strained vocal cords, do not watch SurvivorTrev's Survivor Review, for you will be injured. Matt, I guess you're not that kind of lawyer. I thought you'd be pushing for personal injury. And last but not least, Survivor One World's hottest castaway, Christina tweets, my favorite Survivor One World Week 12 review via SurvivorTrev. See what makes Jeff Probst cranky. Christina, I've said it before, you're one of the most accessible survivors this season, and definitely the most personable one. I'm a big fan. So everybody, right now, go follow Troyzan on Twitter, go follow Matt Quinlan on Twitter, and go follow Christina on Twitter. Without their help, I couldn't have grown this little weekly show I do every week. I'm indebted to them. Thank you. I'm also indebted to anybody who retweeted the link to this show. It doesn't matter if you're a fan like me or a former survivor. Thank you. But enough of all these thank yous. Let's bring this thing in for a landing with my endorsement for Survivor Player of the Season. Now, you guys vote for Survivor Player of the Season. You can do this through text messaging, or you can go to cbs.com and cast your vote. So who's in the running? Well, everybody knows I'm a huge Troyzan fan. You guys also know that I love me some Christina. So it's really a tough decision for me. I genuinely like these people, but I have to make a decision. So my endorsement goes to the rooster Matt Quinlan. So that's it for this week. What you need to do right now is hit the subscribe button right up here. You need to follow me on Twitter and on Tout at SurvivorTrev. Also, friend me on Facebook at SurvivorTrev. Enjoy the finale. I know I will, and I'll see you guys next week.